You guys seem to love Galar Zapdos on the channel, so today we're going to be bringing another Galar bird, this time Galar Moltres, which is an incredible piece for balance. In my opinion of the Galarian birds, this is probably the strongest one, with a lot of really good support as well as the ability Berserk, which has been a nightmare for a lot of teams. It's one of the easiest special attackers to set up right now, and if you guys want to learn how to use it, make sure to stay tuned, because I'm going to be breaking down the rental code that we'll be using today, as well as how it works, and showing you guys some games with this. If you enjoy and want to see some more content like it, of course, like and subscribe. And with that said, let's get started. So today's team is brought to us by another content creator, actually, who goes by the name of Cloverbell. I'll link to their stuff down below. And it's a pretty interesting team with Galar Moltres, Landorus-Therian, Amoonguss, Iron Hands, Fluttermane, and Urshifu. This is a special attack booster Fluttermane, which features a unique move Substitute, which while it's kind of run on Fluttermane, it's definitely a lot less common. Though it does have a lot of great matchups into stuff like Shampoo, for example, which commonly runs Sucker Punch, and it can be really good for causing a lot of 50-50s on opponents, especially in a closed sheet format. With Urshifu-Rapid, it's pretty standard, though we do have Tera Grass, which is nice as just a defensive Tera, and it helps get around stuff like Amoonguss with Rage Powder. With Iron Hands, we are also a Tera Grass Assault Vest set, pretty standard here, but the Tera Grass is great, and stuff like Heavy Slam is amazing for Fluttermane matchups, since you have a really strong way to damage it without taking recoil from Wild Charge. Amoonguss, again, pretty standard Tera Water Amoonguss with just 4 common moves, Rocky Helmet. This is a great option to pull in stuff like Urshifu-Rapid, and it's also a really good check for a lot of Trick Room cores due to the fact they mostly do bank on Torkoal or Armrouge. With Landorus-Therian, we're actually Safety Goggles set with Tera Water. This is also a pretty decent check to stuff like Urshifu, since we can Intimidate cycle it, while also avoiding taking a lot from Surging Strikes. And with Safety Goggles, we're not drawn in by stuff like Rage Powder, as well as we're able to avoid any sort of Spores, which is good. And finally, we have Tera Poison Galar Moltres, which actually leans heavily into Speed F here, with a little bit of speed and special attack. With the 84 speed on Moltres, this set is actually fairly potent, and with the Tailwind up as well, we're able to outpace a lot of common Pokemon. We do hit 121 naturally, which means that we should be outpacing 0-speed Palafins and other 0-speed Mons in like the 90-95 range, which is huge. Meanwhile, we're also able to get some really good damage off, and with our general spread, we're able to set up pretty easily both Nasty Plot and Tailwind and just sweep through most opponents. Dark Flying is one of the scariest offensive stab combinations you could think of, and with the fact that very few Pokemon currently match up well into this, it's proven to be a really strong Wincon in most games, even just on turn 1. The rental code is of course on screen for anyone who wants to try it, as well as the fact that the paste will be in the description below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and with that said, let's cut to the battles. Okay, and we're here today with our first game of the Galar Moltres video, hoping this will end up being like with it, unlike Annihilate, I should say, the Galar Moltres video. Game number 1. Galar Moltres is actually pretty decent into this team. I'm expecting some sort of lead, probably from like, if I had to guess, Farigiraf Fluttermane is pretty good. They could also just lead off with like Shifu Pow. They have a lot of lead options here. Really, most of this team could be a lead option against my team. What I'll do, I think I'm going to lead off with, I kind of want to lead off with like Iron Hands. Iron Hands could just be a decent lead overall. If they don't lead for Rig, that's an incredible lead for me. And then I think I go with like Galar Moltres just as a nice backer. No, actually I go with Galar Moltres in the back line. I think I just lead off with, yeah, Fluttermane, and then I'll go with like Urshifu in the back, and then Galar Moltres. Galar Moltres should help a lot with like killing Tera Grass Heatran, for example, and really anything that would kind of threaten that. Amoonguss isn't terrible here. I do need to dictate it as a Terramon though, and I'd rather dictate Galar Moltres as Tera in this matchup, because Tera Poison is actually really difficult for my opponent to KO. The only real checks that they have to that are Urshifu, which still takes a lot of damage from stuff like Air Slash, and I can Tailwind around that too. And then I guess Heatran could maybe Earth Power, and that could do a lot. But I feel confident overall in the Galar Moltres matchup, so I'm going to go for the Tera Poison. I think that's more beneficial to me. Farigiraf Shampoo. Okay, this actually is a pretty decent lead for me. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I'd be lying if I said it was a bad lead. Now, what I can manage to do against this is I can actually probably just go for some sort of... I kind of want to go for like a Protect turn 1 with Fluttermane and just see what they want to do. Meanwhile, I think I'll actually go for a... I mean, I don't really have a reason to not go for Drain Punch, I feel like. Mostly just because, like, the odds of this going for Tera Ghost are pretty slim. It's like 1 in 8. Well, of reasonable Tera types, it's pretty likely, but even still, like, why Tera Ghost against a Fluttermane? I think I'll go for the Drain Punch here. Yeah, I'll go for Drain Punch, and then I'll go for a Protect. I think there's a good chance that they Protect on Shampoo, to be fair, but even if they do, that's fine. They're gonna Tera. I assume that's, like, for Farigiraf. Yeah, that's the Farigiraf. Okay. Glad I did not make the try and predictor on my opponent play, because that could have went pretty bad, but we'll take it. Tera Normal Frig, though, that is kind of scary, but it does kind of benefit me, to be fair. because they now lose any fighting check they have with this mon, which is great. Really, the only thing that helps with this is the fact that Hyper Voice will just do more damage. They're predicting the Iron Hands. Okay, good to know. They're gonna go for Psychic. Ooh, okay, that's not gonna be good. We'll take it, but it's just not gonna be good. We'll get a lot of HP back from this, thankfully, which is huge. Bring that right down to Focus Sash, which is, again, really huge for us. Let's see. So what I could do, I could probably actually just justify going for... So let's see. So my opponent probably will just attack Fluttermane this turn, in all honesty. They're going to attack Fluttermane and go for Protect. I think I'm actually just going to go for Furgraph with the Drain Punch, and then I'll go for a Moonblast into Chiampao here. If my opponent switches, so be it. I don't care. If they do try and go for Fluttermane, either I'll kill or I won't. I know it's two kind of obvious outcomes there, but I do have other ways to take out Chiampao anyway. They're going for Ice Crash regardless, which is great because that means they're not cooking Spinner. Chiampao will die this turn. I might lose Iron Hands in the process, but that's okay. I do have other means of killing the Furgraph anyway. And if it's going for just Solo Psychic, that means it's not activating Throat Spray, which is huge. And if it goes for Hyper Voice, then that means that it's not hitting Fluttermane anyway. So I'm okay with this trade, in all honesty. Hands was good here, I won't lie, but I have other outcomes. Like Urshifu does the same job, basically, against what I need to. So I'm okay with this. Speaking of Urshifu, I think I do actually just... I kind of want to go into Urshifu. I feel like the Rillaboom... No, actually, I feel like Fluttermane always comes in here. I feel like Fluttermane always comes in here. So I'm going to bring in my Urshifu. Against anything that's not Fluttermane, I have a really good matchup with my Fluttermane. They're going to bring in Urshifu. Okay, see, that's fine. They bring in Urshifu, and I just get a free Moonblast this turn. Actually, I will say, I need to scout if that's Scarf Urshifu or not. Which means that I do need to, therefore, kill their Furgraph this turn with close combat. And then, meanwhile, I kind of just need to switch. No, I can't even switch. I do need to either way clear priority, which is kind of the unfortunate reality of this. I'm gonna go for... Tera. No, I can't go for Tera. I'm just gonna go for Moonblast here. I can at least, if this is Sash, bring this down to the Sash, which is... Okay, perfect. This is fine. Thankfully, I did target the Furgraph at the very least. Kind of wishing I had Gleam on this set. But it is what it is. It's not my team. I don't really have a right to complain. If I wanted to complain, I could have changed it. We'll kill the Frigg at least, though, which is great. Oh, never mind. We won't kill the Frigg. That's unfortunate. That is now unfortunate. They're gonna Psychic. Ooh, they're Rocky Helmet. Yeah, they're gonna Psychic. They're gonna kill Urshifu. Okay, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. If I just dual targeted for Rig, that could have been good. But to be fair, I mean, Urshifu was such a threat. I just need them on gone. Okay. We're going to go for the... I do need to go for the Tera Poison here. But I can just go for Fire Wrath and then just target the Urshifu with Moonblast. If they don't value Fluttermane, that's fine. Fluttermane is still kind of a threat here, to be fair. And Urshifu might not even kill Moltres-Galar, to be honest. It'll kill Fluttermane, but it will not kill Moltres-Galar. So... we saw Protect as well, which means that it's guaranteed not going to be Scarf Urshifu, which is huge. And really, the Tailwind should be good against any Pokemon that wants to come in, for that matter. So I'm okay with this. We're going to go for the Tera on the Galar Moltres. This should at least help as well with this Tailwind turn. That's huge if, like, Fluttermane's the last mon. We've cleared Chiampao already, which is probably the biggest threat that we had to this. At least besides, like, Heatran with Earth Power, I guess. But I could still flinch that out anyway. And we're going to definitely take out the Furgraph this turn, guaranteed. They're going to Aqua Jet Moltres. Okay, that's huge. That's, like, the best case scenario for me. Because now I can pick off both these Pokemon. Okay, they weren't Sash anyway. That's why they went for Aqua Jet. That's actually a very fair play, to be completely honest. Okay. So this is really huge now. We've, like, changed the game at this point, though. Because... Oh, right, I didn't go for Tailwind. I went for Fire Wrath. That's still fine. Honestly, this works out better for me. Because they probably went for, like, Hyper Voice this turn. Or Psychic into Fluttermane. Either way, it's huge for me. That's Heatran, right? No, it's Fluttermane. Okay. Honestly, it's still fine. Fluttermane coming in is still very fine here. Okay, they're going to be Booster Speed. Alright. So I have a very blatantly obvious play here of going for... I go for Tailwind here every time. Then I go for Protect. There's a good chance they just Protect on their end, to be fair, but I can't... So if they go for Shadow Ball and a Moltres, that's fine. I see their play. They're definitely attacking here in some way, shape, or form. That's fine. I think I still go for Tailwind in every case. They're going to go for Shadow Ball. Yep, okay. Their Booster Speeds, I don't think they'll kill. We're fairly Spefmal. Yeah, perfect. So we'll pop Sitrus and get Berserk. That's great for us. Just as a safety net, I'm going to go for Substitute. One, because I'll be completely honest here, just transparent with the viewership. I want to get the kill with Moltres. I think it's funnier that way. But two, then I have at least the I at least have the safety net if I'm gonna make that gamble to have Flutter Mane prepared in the back. So I will go for substitute. I think it's at least better. They're gonna forfeit anyway. Okay, perfect. We're 1-1, 1-0 for the day. We'll take that. We'll see you guys in game number 2. Okay, so we're taking on a pretty interesting team consisting of Scizor, Regidrago, Flutter Mane, Iron Hands, Thundurus, and Annihilate. Honestly, I'm not really too sure what they're gonna lead here. I feel like Flutter Hands is just a really good lead, like as a meta staple. And it's something I at least should try and prepare around. I feel like my own Flutter Hands does really good into this team. Because if something like... So I think the scariest thing that could lead would probably be like... either Flutter Hands or like Thundurus Regidrago. And I could put some good immediate pressure either way on that Regidrago spot in particular. I think that I definitely bring... I kind of want to bring a Mungus in the back. I don't know if it'll really matter, but it's decent for 8 50-50s. And I can maybe bring like Galar Moltres as one for. I think Galar Moltres is decent here. Tera Poison's actually pretty decent against a lot of the team, and like Fire Breath is really good. I'm actually gonna bring Urshifu over a Mungus. I think that'll be better for like the bulk upsets, in all honesty. And I think just having that immediate offensive pressure here is really huge too, even if I just need to like Aqua Jet Scizor. Because Scizor should take a lot from Surging Strikes, obviously, unless it's Tera Water, which in that case Hands beats it. The dual fighting actually just does really good against this team overall, so I think it's gonna be for the best. A little bit nervous. I think this matchup could go a little awry. Specifically, the Scizor is what worries me, actually, because Scizor is really bad for Flutter Mane. However, it's really not good into anything else. The issue is that I need Flutter Mane really bad, but I also need to put immediate offensive pressure on the team with Flutter Mane. Perfect. Okay, so they have Thundurus. Yeah, I'm actually going to nuke their Thundurus. I think it's a lot more problematic to the matchup, in all honesty. Specifically as well, I think there's a lot more issues. Okay, perfect. What I'll actually do, I'm gonna go for Protect, and I'm gonna go for Heavy Slam. Do I Tera? So they led with this. I could actually just Tera Hands. Tera Grass Hands is really good here. I don't need the typing for anything pre-Tera. I'll Tera Grass and Heavy Slam the fuck out of that Flutter Mane. There's a good chance that the Specs Flutter Mane next to like a Scary Face or like a Thunder Wave Thundurus. And I think that's for the best that I just make this play. Because if I can kill the Flutter Mane, Thundurus can be handled in the next turn with pretty much any partner next to it. It's still a mon that I think I do need to remove as quickly as possible, but I can at least remove the Flutter Mane first, which, even if Thundurus is left on the field, that will make Urshifu's matchup significantly easier, not having to deal with Flutter Mane. Because I can make those kind of 50-50s into, like, just targeting Thundurus with the next slot, and then just Jet Revenge it with Urshifu. I don't have the luxury as much against Flutter Mane. Perfect. They're going to dual target Flutter Mane. That works out so well for us. I love that. Heavy Slam's going to go off. Is this choice? I think this is... Yeah, oh, this is Sash. Okay. I was like, this screamed choice Flutter Mane for some reason, but I'll more than take that. Okay. So I am going to switch here, I think, just into Moltres. That's immunity to Thunder Wave right there. I don't know if they'll Wild Bolt. If they Wild Bolt, it's a good... There's just a good read, in all honesty. But I'm going to proceed to go for a... I'm gonna go for the Wild Charge into Flutter Mane. I'll only take a single damage, and I think, truthfully, there's a lot more Pokemon on their team that Wild Charge will hit better. Stuff like, for example, Annihilate, Scizor, well, Regidrago will hit a little bit worse, but Regidrago, frankly, will not take a lot from that. Okay, so this is fine. I kind of expected the Scizor to come in there, because Scizor could have been decent. Oh, shit, they go for Wild Bolt. Good play by my opponent. That's actually a really good read. Fuck, okay. Para, that's so much worse, because now this mon is actually super useless. Well, I have no reason to preserve anymore. So what I'll actually do, I'm just going to proceed to go for... I'm going to go for Tailwind. Fuck it. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm going to go for Fire Breath, just raw Fire Breath. And then I'm going to go for the Wild Charge here, yet again. Because even if, like, if Fire Breath does hit, for example, it's still always in my best interest to just kill the Flutter Mane. Or just attack the Thundurus with Wild Charge, which again, just hits it better. They're special attack boosting, good to know. Gleam goes off here, that's fine. If nothing else, I mean, they're at least giving me a chance to boost my own Flutter Mane, which is huge, especially when theirs is going to be dead. I sadly can't bring it in immediately, though. I do actually need to just go into Urshifu, like, ASAP. Which is kind of sad, just because of Scizor. Scizor is such a huge threat, I can't bring in Flutter Mane on it, at least until Scizor's gone. We're going to bring in Urshifu here. Okay. Yeah, that Wild Bolt call was such a ballsy play, but it worked out really well for my opponent. Like, I was indifferent on clicking substitute there, thinking that they might make that read, but like, I feel like it was still kind of unnecessary, I'll be honest. So I'm kind of glad I didn't make it. Okay, they're gonna go into Regidrago. Fuck. Again, not a great turn for me. We'll go for Protect here. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for a... I do kind of just need to Drain Punch and just get damage off on this, because if my opponent predicts and goes for like a Thunder Wave into my Flutter main, I do kind of lose. And I at least need to, again, try and stall that turn as long as possible here. Plus, there's a good chance I could just go for like Tera Steel, Tera Blast, and predict, which it looks like they're at least going to Tera. I'm assuming it's Regidrago. It's Regidrago. Please be Tera Steel. Tera... That's Tera Dragon. Oh my god. What a mad... Oh my goodness. That's going to be damage. That is just heavy damage. That'll kill. That Dragon Energy will kill. It might not have killed before. It will definitely kill now. Then I have an Urshifu. Okay, thank fuck. Please go for like Draco or like Dragon Pulse to Urshifu. I beg you. Dragon Energy. Nope. Okay, that's a dead Regidrago here. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay. So at this point, oh shit, we took that. We took that barely, but we took it. Okay, this is fine. This is actually good. This is good. Okay. So if this is the play they're making, my play is always just go for close combat here, and then go for Drain Punch here. I know that, to be fair, so I can switch in Flutter main, but again, it's the same sort of risk where I can't just let it get paralyzed, because Flutter main is just that important. I'd much rather let Urshifu get paralyzed, I'll be completely honest. And even just losing Iron Hands here, I'm okay with that at this point. Just considering, again, I do... Well, actually, I should have went hard in the Flutter main. Keeping Iron Hands around could have been really useful for Scizor, actually. Well, actually, I say that, but they Tera'd... So they went for Tera on... They went for Tera on the Regidrago. That leads me to believe they probably don't have Scizor in the back. Okay, this is fine, actually. This is really okay. What are the odds we just kill Regidrago right now? I feel like they're pretty high. And I can actually take advantage of my booster special attack. Despite this, the drop, of course. I could probably just take out both Mons right here. I might need to trade Urshifu for that, but I'm willing to take that chance. Okay. We'll take that. Thunder Wave? Okay. They hit. Unfortunate. Is what it is. Can I kill with Aqua Jet, though, into Regidrago? Because that's huge if I can. If I can kill both these Pokemon here, that's really huge. Oh, are you fucking with me? Okay. They're just going to Dragon Pulse and kill Urshifu here. Not great, but to be fair, this Mon can't actually do anything to Flutter main, so I'll take that. If their last Mon is Iron Hands, I still have a chance at winning this. It's not great, but it's a chance. Because it's like a non... Same as, oh, you're fucking with me. Okay. Yeah, that's game. I kind of wish that I made a little bit more of an aggressive play bringing in Flutter main with Iron Hands, especially before Drago, well, before Thunder's got the para, because I could have actually put up a 50-50 and probably preserved one of the two. But now I mean, I don't know if I won necessarily, to be fair. Like, Scizor actually did really good in Terragast's hands anyway. I mean, okay, so apparently I didn't even kill. So this was, yeah, one of those moments where, like, having Gleam could have been really decent here, instead of Substitute. But again, to be fair, Sub is still really fucking good into a lot of Mons. Like, I won't deny that, but just unfortunate, really, because I could have killed both these Pokemon here. And then, yeah, now I'm taking Earth Power for no reason. It's just unfortunate. To be fair, though, I think I lost into most Pokemon at this point in the game. I would have needed to be able to, like, Oko Iron Hands, which means it probably wouldn't have been AV. And even still, Scizor was probably last Mon, I'll be honest. Okay, well, we'll get to game number 3, though. We'll see you guys then. Okay, so looking at our third game of the day, we're looking at a team that's actually fairly weak to Gmult. Really, the only check here is going to be Iron Hands, and even still, we could probably force that to Tera pretty easily. I think this is a game where I definitely want to... I need to be careful about Goldengo. That Mon could actually do a lot of damage, and it's one of the big things that means that I can't Tera Moltres as easily as I want to. Actually, Tera Moltres, I don't need to Tera Moltres, actually. I kind of want to lead off with, like, Flutter main, Iron Hands, and then bring, like, Lando and Moltres. And I feel like the Tera Lando actually could be really good here. Tera Lando helps with a lot of stuff. Like, it allows me to speed control Urshifu-Rapid a lot easier. On top of the fact, it's also a really decent Goldengo sponge, and especially if they don't Tera Goldengo, that's a huge matchup right there that I now gain. Tera Lando actually could be pretty good. It might be the thing that wins me the game, I'll be honest. That Tera Water is going to be so good here. Torn Goldengo, okay, this is fine. Torn Goldengo is super fine for me, in my opinion. What I'll have to do is I'll have to go for Protect plus... I think I have to go for Protect plus a Wild Charge and just damage the Goldengo, or maybe even the Torn. No, I need to damage the Goldengo, like, immediately. We're gonna go for that, And I'm gonna go for Protect. I'll try and stall a turn before I switch out into Landorus. And then just, as I said, I just need to break Gholdengo. If it's some sort of spec set, that's fine. We can at least weaken it before bringing Landorus, which is decent for us because then we're taking less with Landorus. And if they're not specs, then that's fine. They'll probably go for Plot this turn, which, while scarier, just means that we'll at least have gotten necessary chip, which for better or worse is decent. The one excuse there just means that I probably have to sack Flutter Mane, which is not great, but it could be worse. They're going to be Tera Steel. Okay, so the Tera Steel, this is almost certainly Specs Gholdengo. It screams Specs Gholdengo. Next turn, I can Drain Punch it and just get all the health I'm losing this turn back, which is fine. I can't really make that call, to be fair, because Gholdengo very easily could have just not Terra'd here, and that could have been really bad for me. Oh, they're going for a Shadow Ball. Oh, that's Zoroark Unlead. That's a Scarf Zoroark. That's the only fucking reason that play would have ever been made. I'm okay with this, though, because what I can actually probably do is I can go for, let's see, so we actually do about half. I'll take that. That's actually not terrible. I can Drain Punch that really quickly away. And then what I could actually probably do is I can go for Substitute on Flutter Mane, which might be the best. I could even maybe go for like a Tera Fairy. So if I go for Tera Fairy, do I actually need Lando to Tera? Like specifically thinking about, so I have Torn Gholdengo Zoroark, guaranteed. I could actually get away with that. I could get away with that pretty comfortably. We'll go for Tera Fairy and go for Substitute. Essentially, this should help with taking Shadow Ball from Zoroark a bit better. I can Substitute because it's a Plot Gholdengo. There's a good chance they just go for Make It Rain that turn anyway, which means that we're stalling through a special attack boost and keeping Flutter Mane around, which is huge. And even if they don't do that, they're going to go for Protect most likely, which is really good for me. They're going to Protect. All right, they're going to switch out Torn, which they're going to go Iron Hands. Okay, so this was always my play. Yeah, this was huge. No Urshifu? That means like no potential Sash mon on this team besides maybe Zoroark, which again, I don't think that they are Tera. I don't know, they're Sash Zoroark with how they played that. There was no reason to make that play if they were Sash Zoroark. Other than, actually, that's a lie. They could have been baiting Fake Out, which is a fairly reasonable play, actually. They're probably still Sash Urshifu in this team. Maybe even Garchomp could be a Sash, but I think Garchomp's Life Orb. They're going to Protect Gholdengo, which is huge, because that means that I get the Fake Out off. The worst thing they could do, actually, is just Fake Out the hands at this point, because it just means I can't Drain Punch Gholdengo as easily. But I now have a very free Tera Fairy with a booster special attack into a non-Tera Iron Hands, which is amazing. That's like the best case scenario here. And my Flutter Mane is very, very safe. I'll go for Drain Punch because, frankly, I don't lose anything making that play, actually. And I'll go for Moonblast into Iron Hands. Even if I have to train my own, I still do have a Landorus in the back that can actually do some really decent damage to Gholdengo here. So I'm pretty okay with this. It was a really aggressive play that I made, but I think it worked out for the best. They didn't even go for, they probably went for Heavy Slam, which is fine. They really value taking out the Flutter Mane there, and it shows. It really shows, and that's huge for me. They're there for Gleam. I get why they went for Gleam, to be fair, actually. Gleam was a really good play since they had it. It's a rare move on Gholdengo these days, but it's a really good move into this team. So I get that. Really, it's their only way to get damage on Iron Hands. Unfortunately, that just means that they've lost Gholdengo in hands pretty unnecessarily. And Torn Zoroark actually should be very easy to muscle for this team. Really, really, really good read, I think I made him. Like, I don't like gassing up my own plays a lot. I think a lot of the time, like, it's like nuance, but oh my god, I'm feeling myself after that play. That was a huge play, and it had such a high reward too. I'm happy with that play. That was a really good play. Again, hate gassing myself up like that, but fuck, that was a good play. Okay, so yeah, so it was Zoroark. Perfect. I'm really glad that I read the Shadow Ball turn and went for the Protector one. Okay, we'll Wild Charge Torn, and then I'm gonna go for Moonblast into Zoroark here. Zoroark is still kind of a nuisance, but frankly, Torn isn't. I just want to kill it with hands because that makes my matchup later on easier. Since when did this turn into a Flutter Mane video, to be honest? Flutter Mane, ooh. I might still bank on Galar Moltres. Galar Moltres did put in a lot of work in one. I could still make that work. Sludge Bomb goes off. Okay, see, perfect. Perfect. See, now that that was a faster Zoroark, and this means that I can make the video around Moltres. Everyone's like, yeah, Galar Moltres. Yeah, because I can't touch Galar Moltres, actually, but it's so funny. It's such a silly little mon. Perfect, and Torn's gone. Yeah, okay, so Galar Moltres should just win. Because it just clicks Fire Wrath. I'll even, just for the fuck of it, I'll just switch out Iron Hands and just bring in Galar Molt, and then I'll switch in Landorus. Just because I think it's funnier to get the kill with Moltres and just guarantee it. Yeah, we'll go into Landorus here, and then I'm just gonna go for the Fire Wrath. Thank you, Galar Moltres. This font is so fucking funny. I love Galar Moltres. But no, honestly, like we played that really well. That's probably one of the, well, not to get ahead of myself, but I feel like this is probably one of the best matches that I played against someone in a while who like wasn't playing the game incorrectly. And I do need to preface that as incorrectly, because I think it's a very important distinction. I've been farming a lot of teams that probably aren't the best players, or people that I should always be beating anyway, for these videos. But this was like actually like a really good win, and one where I didn't just win. Like I feel like I played this like incredibly. So I'm really happy with how I played that. I feel like this is the first game in a while I feel good about how I played against someone who was like a good player. Like this was someone who definitely knew what they were doing. I just got really lucky with how I played, and I've read it well. So I'll take it. Maybe we finally have a Reg D mojo. We'll take that. Nice game to end the video on as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you did, you want to see some more like it. Did we hit Master Ball finally? Did we hit Master Ball finally? No, we're so close. We've been teetering this for so long. Already 30 games in. I had to record so many fucking matches for this video because so many games were against the same fucking team. It was all Cleavor. It was all fucking Cleavor. We weren't like losing. It was just really boring to watch. But hopefully you guys enjoy. And if you do, and you want to see some more content like this, of course, like and subscribe. If you want to become a channel member today, just a couple dollars a month. Get some nice bonus content for only $2.99. That's a pretty good deal in my opinion. But our current channel members are Mia, Zeke0, Bbat, Timo Mueller, Sam, Rao Plays, Obo, Johannes Speed, Double, Chansey3445, Endless Gadgets, and Bam Bambi. Your guys' support in the videos is greatly appreciated. Kurt, let me know the member video should hopefully be up tomorrow, which is great for you guys. So if you guys want to see that, of course, you know, join the channel member button. It's going to be Roaring Moon. And after that video, about a day or so, we'll be doing a poll for our next channel member Pokemon. With that said, I'll see you guys later. Until then, peace out, guys.